Dave, welcome back.
Thanks.
You've been here before?
I've been here a couple times. Appreciate you having me back.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I did one podcast with somebody who was on it and came back for a second episode, and it was awesome. So I always feel like when I finish a conversation, I'm like, I could have went forever, and we have real jobs and can't do that. But I'm excited to have you back.
Appreciate you having me.
How's things going at Brick House Blue?
Pretty good. We've got some expansion happening here in the next month. So I got a new location coming in Hilliard, which is my hometown.
Yeah.
So it's good to bring something to the community of Hilliard that I've been there for 25 years. So to have something that's yours in your own town is
For
kinda
sure.
cool.
Yeah, that's neat. Do you still live in that area, or you moved away from Hilliard? Or are you still
No,
in
we're still
Hilliard?
there. Yeah,
Oh,
we
okay.
literally moved just a mile down the street.
Oh, okay. Nice, nice.
yeah.
I know we've talked about all the construction and stuff you have going on there. So I told you I'm a little more structured in how I do this, somewhat more about as structured.
Live and learn.
About as structured as I can be. And see, I already lost. What I wanted to look at. I'd like to start with some updates in the community, and if I can find it. Well, just a couple that I know are on the top of my head. We've got Founders Day coming up in New Albany. So I'd want to start the podcast now with just some local updates.
Yep.
And I thought about recording that alone, and then I was like, no, I think it'd be good for the guests to be a part of that. So I don't know if you've ever done any of the New Albany Founders Day stuff, and it's a cool.
I have not.
Yeah, it's pretty neat event. I think that's May 16th, if I'm remembering correctly. And then as far as events coming up outside of that, the high school and middle school theater, I think they're done with Beetlejuice now. My daughter really wanted to go. We just couldn't make it happen. But the Symphony, New Albany Symphony Orchestra at the McCoy on April 24th at 7:30. And then we've got some Tiger Talks. And those are Web3 and brand loyalty from 11 to 1 here at Brick House Blue. And I think that's a good segue to kind of talk about Tiger Talks a little bit. Neil does an amazing job with those.
Always packed.
Yeah, it is. So for somebody who doesn't know what a Tiger Talk is, give us a little rundown of what that is.
Yeah, and I'm going to overspeak for Neil, but Neil's done a great job of just introducing, each of his letters with the tigers stand for a different thing for bringing in speakers. And so he gets into a certain bank of audiences.
Yeah.
And he does a great job of getting return viewers, listeners, et cetera, based on those topics. So it's just great for him to engage not just always entrepreneurs, but individuals that are and subject matter experts in their space to come in and introduce their knowledge to the community, specifically New Albany.
Yeah, yeah. They're cool. I get the emails, and I'm always looking at the speakers and the topics, and there's food after. So
Yeah, can't beat that.
Can't go wrong with that. Here's another one. Big news for New Albany is there was, and you may or may not have heard this, probably, but recently there was some new data that was released on wealthy communities, and New Albany ranked number 1 in Ohio for wealthiest community, and I think it's just based on household income.
You're carrying the load on that, I understand.
Absolutely. I am dragging it down. That was the first thing I told my wife. I'm like, we are just dragging this down. And then I think it was number 5 in the country, which blows my mind. And I was talking to my son about this, and he's like, no way. And I'm like, yeah.
Have you seen the number of schools and buildings you guys have?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You see the college campus that you're on?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think that's big news. I don't know what to make of it.
Well, I can tell you, I've told you before, I worked at Discover 2006 to 2015. So I was here every day, driving from Hilliard over to see the growth of this community. Even the big lots, the condos, everything else down here off Turtle Way or whatever. You could just tell that the boom was coming, even prior to this just being a farmland area, and all of a sudden, boom, there's white picket fence, and the whole growth of New Albany being a city beyond what it was. So I'm not surprised. I am curious to know what's happened with the old Discover building because I saw it get demolished, which was sad to see. Won a lot of outdoor, co-working, co-worker type of basketball events over there. So to see the hoop go down outside was disappointing.
Yeah. So, I drive by it every day. What was that campus like? I mean, the way that I wish they'd have cleared some trees so we could watch the demolition just because it was like amazing to watch that huge building. But what was that campus like? Like, what was it like being there?
I'll tell you, in the time that we were there, so it was a call center, and we were running not just that call center, but one in Utah, one in Phoenix, one in Delaware. And so for me to have the luxury of trying to hire and recruit into a facility like that, it was the Taj Mahal of call centers.
Wow.
I mean, it was really, we had the cafeteria area, workout facility with trainers on site.
Wow.
You had your showers, your studio room for yoga, et cetera. Outdoor basketball court, which we ran leagues out there on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday nights, co-ed.
That's awesome.
We were the Sloppy Joes. We were four-time champions.
If anybody's keeping track.
Yeah. But yeah, it was well laid out, and it was the parking, the cleanliness. It fit right in. So yeah, obviously COVID, it kind of changed things a little bit there, and then Discover Card obviously has merged with Capital One, so a lot of changes. And remote working has definitely altered the landscape of a facility like that, like a call center. You don't have to be on site.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. I mean, I've been driving by it for close to 20 years, and you can only see so much from the road. Well, have you seen any of the renderings of what's going in there?
I have seen it. I haven't been over there lately to see if there's construction or anything going up yet.
I don't think so. But again, it's hard to see from the road, but I don't think they've started. I think I may not be right on this, but I heard 2028 maybe is when they're expecting it to be open, which isn't that far away.
Right.
Just so much going on the school campus too, with the new buildings going up, and it's exciting. I think it's good. Yeah. I think it's exciting to watch. So one last update in New Albany, being a sports guy, New Albany has hired a new football coach. So Mark Solis comes from Olentangy, seems like a great guy. Got to chat with him a little bit. Yeah. Super excited about that. That's big news in the football community. Yeah. So I'm sure everybody who's involved in football knows.
Well, Olentangy's done their part in the football world the last couple of years.
Yeah, absolutely.
Orange and Liberty, so yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody's chasing those guys now. So I think that's it for updates. And Dave is the co-founder of Brick House Blue, and we record here at the New Albany location. New Albany's kind of been established for a little while now. So what's it like here, now that it's, everything's kind of settled?
Yeah, I'll be honest. I think we're always optimistic that success is going to happen when you build and create something. But I wasn't sure that, the response to the community on something like this, it's the first time. It wasn't like, hey, this is the third version of something that's been here.
Yeah.
So what's the appetite? What are people looking for? And is this something that fits into the culture of a community like New Albany? Everyone's got, probably amicable space in their own home for home offices, et cetera. So maybe this isn't the model. And I think, Jen Chrysler and the city of New Albany did a great job of believing that what they created with Innovate New Albany and having that sample size could be extrapolated into a larger concept. Yep. So we were glad to partner with the city of New Albany and to help make this vision come true. And, we moved in March of last year, so it's almost been a year before the co-working and meetings and event side. January in theory, but really March. And here we are.
At capacity, right?
We were at capacity by May.
Wow. Okay.
Of last year.
Yeah.
So there's been some turnover, some movements but that we're still sitting at every office full. And each time I come out here, which is usually about once or twice a week, there's always a new coworker that I haven't seen yet. Yeah. So it's really great to see. And this layout, we're fortunate, unlike some of our other sites that we had prior, we've lived and learned. And so the way we designed this layout to allow people to kind of escape and find different parts of the space to do what they like to do, or just be out in the open, you will never know how many people are here in a given day unless you actually take the tour and walk around. and you see, oh, there's 4 people in this little cubby. There's 5 people over here in this section. And the kitchen's always got great energy going on. So yeah, I think we're very happy it's to where it's been. I think the other part that we're still trying to impact, the meetings and events.
Yeah.
We're a little bit farther out for a lot of large companies. And so the companies that are out here, it's getting to be introduced that we host not just meetings for those that are their corporate users, but the event side. We've had a lot of success in Plain City and in Dublin, but specifically Plain City on grad parties.
Yeah.
And here we are approaching the grad party season. And I think, for those that are in Newark and Johnstown or Granville, not a lot of options typically for something unique as an event space.
Yeah.
And I think people forget how much money it costs to have it at your house. Rent a tent is $1,000,
Yep.
right? So to come up here into New Albany, into a space like we have, and host a grad party for 100, 150 people, I think is a new revenue stream that I think once people get to experience it, we could see a lot more.
Yeah, and everybody that I bring in, they're always like, from the outside, you don't realize what is in here.
Right.
And I kind of like that effect.
Curiosity.
I definitely do. I do. I like it because you just kind of like, it's like a whole different world.
Yeah.
And not just because I'm sitting next to you, but I do want to, like, just my experience working here. So of course I record the podcast here, and occasionally I just, like, my real job, I'll come in and use it. But our office manager, Ava, comes in here. She should come here more than she does. And, we're in the kitchen area, and Jill, who's a realtor that rents here, and they're interacting, and she's like, hey, I referred you to somebody. And then, like, it is that, like, that kind of environment, I think is really productive. And to your point, you can also just go hide, which because sometimes you don't want to talk to people. You just I just want to be alone. I'm just going to go hide in this little corner.
Well,
So,
I mean, having been in HR, the corporate side, we always send out the surveys to find out how you feel about working at the company that you're at. And one of the questions is always, do you have a friend at work?
yeah.
Right? Do you have somebody that you can attach yourself to, that it's above and beyond or more than just work? And so when you're an independent entrepreneur or freelancer, et cetera, and your friends are probably the kids and your spouse or your neighbors at this point, because you're just constantly head down doing it. It's nice to come into a space where you're like, look, I didn't ask for a friend, but you've become my friend because we have something in common, and I enjoy learning about your business growth, and you asking me questions about my business has challenged me.
Yep.
So I think I see a lot of that over the 8 years we've been open. The number of people that I've seen kind of cross-pollinate and not just become friends, but create new businesses together.
Yeah. It is. It's really neat. It's effective. It works. Like it's the concept has been proven. It definitely works. I've had some of the basketball teams and stuff for episodes, and I know they've talked about, like, oh, I was here for a grad party, or I was here for this. And I feel like I was here one day when there was a grad party. I'd like stop in or something like that. So yeah, people don't know, and they should, because it's an awesome space. Like the pub area is really cool. Like I would assume that that's probably the space that they utilize. So yeah, if somebody is having a grad party, absolutely.
Well, and if you go back to like the 60s, there was always a place the community went to, whether it was the church, the town hall, the library, the local pizza shop, ice cream parlor, whatever it was.
Yeah.
The drive-through. I think in today's world, that sense of community connection in a location has been lost.
Yep.
Right. And do a lot of, they've designed their homes to be at home.
Yeah.
Outdoor kitchens, pools, patios. So the neighbors collectively come together, but you don't see as much of that coming together of individuals. And so what I think our hope is, and if it's not, it's not, but is that, especially here with the partnership with the city, where's a place where people can come and, 15 years from now, they're like, well, I was at this place and I was there for multiple reasons. I was here for a grad party. I was here for a lunch and learn. I was here running my business. I was here with my corporation, whatever it is.
Yeah.
That there's some place that people can always go and look back to and say, I met so-and-so, or I did something there. And it was always that one place. So that's a community connection you hope for.
That's really neat. Yeah. And obviously, like, that's kind of the motivation of the podcast, right? Was that old like sense of community feel. Like we want to preserve it, right? New Albany still feels like a small town, and I'm with you on the like people lost, that kind of connection. So I think that's really cool, really cool. And I think you guys had a wedding here too, right?
Yeah, one of our employees. She was like, "Look, I want to preserve the budget and just spend my money in a different way, and being married was the more important thing, not the glamour of all the the stuff that can come with a wedding venue." So we're like, "Look, you've been great to us. We'll be great to you, and let's see if we can make this happen." And credit to the team and to Haley, they pulled it off, and it looked fabulous, and it was a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
So not something we're signing up for every week. So like if you're looking for weddings, like I don't know if we're always going to be that spot, but we made it happen.
Yeah, because you kind of had to like shut down a little bit, which is not, this is
shut down and rearrange a large part of the facility. Yeah.
That's pretty neat though. I remember just the email was like, "Hey, this is going on. Maybe kind of stay away. Don't interrupt the ceremony.
Don't come out on Saturday."
So I kind of want to talk about Brick House Blue as a whole, just for anybody who didn't listen to the previous episode. And now, since the show is so popular, everybody needs to cut up.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. So Brick House Blue is a co-working space. So it is a place that you can become a member and use. What we do is we use the common spaces. We get the 24-hour access. So our team pays for that monthly, and then there's breakout rooms. There are additional spaces that here. Listen to me telling you about your business.
Yeah.
There's additional.
Keep talking.
There's additional spaces that you can rent, and we've done it. We've come here as a team, and we're like, it'd be great if we had a TV to like cast this on, and maybe a little more private setting. So Ava will just go up and book one of the huddle rooms and use it for an hour. And then there's obviously the offices that are more permanent. What am I missing?
Well, what you're missing is our staff.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
You're right. The logistics of what you described is who we are. But at the end of the day, a lot of meeting spaces, event spaces, office spaces are just that. They're just spaces.
Yeah. Brooke, Nia, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Haley.
And Haley.
Yeah. I think that's the thing that makes us unique. And we've gotten that feedback from individuals that have been into our competitors or to competitive hotel event spaces, is that they paid and booked for a space.
Yeah.
And what the experience was with that space was on them only. And so our team, and we've invested in that. That's been Sid and I and Susan's main objective, is to ensure that if you're going to come here, just like we would expect when we go to a 5-star resort or a hotel or a venue, that the staff is there to your every attentive detail, and always even just having contingencies in place when things go wrong, because things do go wrong.
Yeah.
Whether it's the AV, which you can't control, it's their technology, which isn't equipped, or the air conditioner for whatever reason, or the sun's beating down today, or it's a 5-degree day outside, and so it's colder in the room. Just being attentive to those things and forecasting what could be an issue, and then already having solutions. So I'm proud of what the business has become overall as a co-working and meeting and event space, but I'm more proud of the people we have and how they've conducted themselves to the customer, so that the customer has made other parts of our business easier. We do some marketing, and we've started to do some more social media stuff, some more of the fun stuff. We've got a great marketing team, but all in all, at the end of the day, it's word of mouth referrals, and every location that we have right now are 100% booked with offices.
Yeah.
So to come in here right now, you'd be on a waiting list. But again, there are turnover opportunities or leases that are coming up. Most are on 1 to 2 year leases, and we've got new locations coming because of capacity.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. But again, I can't say enough about those individuals and what they do. They really do make Brick House Blue who it is.
Yeah, that's awesome. They'll be happy to hear that. I can attest to that, because I'm an idiot, so I'm always like, I forgot something. You guys have a whatever. Actually, I was going to go ask them if they had a charging block because I forgot mine.
You're far behind me. I was just on a state of the business call with the team from 10 to 11 or 10:30, and some individuals couldn't hear me, so they started typing in the chat. And I'm like, well, "Where's the chat button?"
Yep, that's
Hilliard had to go. It's right here. I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Thanks. Yeah, that's me. I told you I got this fancy new camera. I don't know how to use it. Like the last couple of podcasts, I had the camera cut out, but I don't know. That's kind of like it's genuine, I guess. That's just how I'm gonna do it. So good or bad, that's how it's gonna happen.
Old school's okay.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
In the world of AI, us being, I'm a paper person. The team's always like, it's on the folder document shared drive. I'm like, where's that? Like, can we just print it off?
Yeah. The AI thing, I think that's a good topic. How is AI affecting your business? And I love that we're going from like talking about how important the people were, right? Because that's what I worry about. And like, how has AI affected the business? Is it affecting the business? And I know it changes every day.
It's not directly affecting the business, but I'm anticipating the effect of the business because I tell our team, which they're a young team. They weren't around in the 2000s, so early 2000s, late 90s even. And that's when I was hitting the workforce coming out of college in 96, and
Google just came out.
Well, the .com phase, right? So
yeah.
I lived that from being in HR and recruiting, the hiring and the way that stock options were being thrown at people, and people were leaving their companies to start pet.com or whatever, and they're working out of retail strip malls with wearing pajamas and with a candle. They're not even paying for electricity, right? They're just like, we're a startup. So the true word of startup, I think, came, in my opinion, from that era. And so I haven't seen anything like that until now, where we're about to experience it. So if coworking had been in existence really in that era, you'd have probably seen every coworking space full based on the amount of money from venture capital being thrown at .com. So AI, to me, supports what we're about to become. And I just met with, actually, coincidentally, Charles Mitchell, who's a coworker here.
Okay.
And we were just talking about AI. He's been on the tech side for a while, and we were talking about all the different ideas and solutions of, I'm an idea person, so I wake up, I get into ChatGPT, or now he's got me on Lovable and Claude, and I type in, and it's writing code and apps for me.
Yeah.
Right. Like, so I feel like, we've talked about like the ability to start businesses with 1 and 2 people, and that's all you need.
Yeah.
You don't need a whole workforce anymore.
Yep.
So it's going to change the landscape, and I'm excited to see what that does. I'm also scared. I watched on Fox News this morning the robot race that took place in, I think, China.
I didn't see this.
Yeah, they had robots run a marathon.
Oh, wow.
And the robot that won was, I think, 12 minutes faster than what a human can do.
Wow. That's crazy.
And one of them just took off and fell on its face.
Yeah.
So that was it's kind of like, haha, you guys aren't there yet. But it's also a little scary to know that these guys are running races, and they're going to be our future, individuals that can help you butler your home or clean your house or nanny your grandparents. So I'm always just, where's, like, I think they said this morning, where's the off button? When can we turn that off?
Yeah, I don't know. I use it. I built a web app. It built a web app.
You don't get credit for that.
No, heck no, no. I don't even know how to use it. So it built a web app that we use every day, that our office manager uses to monitor like pay for performance and just tracking direct and indirect hours. And I'm not kidding. It was like 10 minutes. I mean, it just like she uses it every day, and I can just like go in and kind of fix something and then just redeploy it. It taught me what to use. I'm using Netlify. I'm using these things. I don't even know what I'm doing. It just is literally telling me what to do. But I do have I shared this with somebody today because I'm with you. I like the robot fell on his face. So like, haha, we're not there yet. So I'm not for it or against it. You can't be against it at this point. It's happening. There's nothing you can do. But there was I saw online where somebody had asked Claude or somebody, ChatGPT. This was the question that it posed, and I thought this was hilarious. It was, I'm going to the car wash to wash my car. Should I drive or should I walk? it's 100 meters away. And it responded, oh, well, you should walk. It's going to save energy, and it's going to be like it's only 100 meters away. And so I tried it on mine. I was like, that can't be real because I don't trust anything that I see. Yeah. And I asked it. I said, I'm 100 meters away from the car wash. I want to wash my car. Should I drive or should I walk? And its reply was walk. It makes more sense. And then I'm like,
well, you can't take the car.
Yeah, I'm like, back up. I'm like, where am I going? And they're like, well, the car wash. You already said that. And I'm like, what am I doing? And it's like, you're washing your car. And I'm like, how can I wash my car if I walk? And it was like, oh yeah. Like its response was, I overlooked that. So,
Not perfect yet.
I don't know if it's perfect
but
yet.
Think about this. So I tell my kids all the time, in 96, when my last year at Bowling Green, we didn't have computers. We were on Texas Instrument word processors.
Yeah.
Email was just being introduced my senior year. They had me go to the library. I had to build a login to email for the World Wide Web.
Yeah.
So that was in 96. That was 30 years ago.
Yep.
Okay. So we went from no computers to iPads, iPhones, right? Everything's on one thing.
Yeah.
To now AI within 30 years. So what does AI start with as the beginning of email? Like, so ChatGPT and Claude is basically the World Wide Web. Like it's AOL.com.
Yep.
So what does it look like in 2056, 30 years later?
Yeah.
That the part is the part to me that I'm like, man, and within 2-3 years, AI has already gone from just type into ChatGPT and you'll get some information and some, not so accurate responses to where, mine, I've named him Atari. I'm like, I said, hey, your name is Atari. He's like, that's cool.
That's awesome.
It brings back old school, but like just everything I've typed in there every day, he knows my business at Brick House Blue. So I do something different. I call it he, but whoever.
Yeah.
It's telling me like, well, Dave, based on your new location here, and you're going to go to here, this is what I would do. And it's got our whole brand, everything in there. So it's like my little pet.
Yeah.
pet animal. I don't know what you want to call it, but like it's
all I can picture is, have you ever seen the video of the Today Show cast? And they were talking about emails, and they're like and they're joking about the like ampersand, right? And they were like .com, and they were talking about it like it was an alien. And you look back at that and like, holy, like these conversations I feel like are going to be the same way. Yeah. Like, look at these two.
Well, and they're in the same people that are now, like, they were probably on that show at 33 years old that are now 63 years old, and they're using email and everything like it's nothing, right?
Yeah.
So, like, for us to look at AI and go, like, I think I kind of know. It's teaching me. How knowledgeable will you be about it? And what will be, like, I don't even know what the new AI will be in 20 years. But
I took a typewriting class in high school. Now, part of that is because our little small town high school was, like, so far behind, because I went from, like, a typewriting class to a computer class, learning how to use Google, like learning how to ask Google questions. Like you used to, I'm sure you remember, but there were ways to like phrase the question. You would put, this is for anybody young that's listening that doesn't know, but you could put parentheses to search just that word. Like you had to learn how to search. Exactly. We're a far cry from that. Far cry.
Boolean search is what that was.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm excited to see what's going to happen. I think it's going to be good.
So to answer your question, I guess, again, it indirectly, I think will impact us by the need for our spaces. Yeah. Directly, when I came home and talked to Susan, I was like, hey, I met this guy, and I think we're going to start meeting every week out in New Albany and just whiteboard our AI ideas and how it can help, build businesses, et cetera. And maybe we can come up with enough ideas to where we're bring interns in or individuals that don't want to go to college. Yeah. Right. So you have all these kids that are coming out, like, I don't really want to go to school, but I'm willing to work hard and build something. Well, if you can introduce an AI idea to them and let them run with it.
I like it.
Let them continue to build it while you move on. Like that can be a concept. But she said, well, why don't you ask it to build our business better? I'm like, wow, that's good. That's a good idea. I go, well, then we wouldn't have you.
Yeah, so. There you go. And if I remember correctly, is she new to the operations? I feel like,
my wife?
Yeah, was she?
So essentially, she left Cardinal Health during COVID. And I said, hey, just call it a wrap. You've worked hard. Like, why don't you come be a part of the business? And so Sid and I were doing other things. And she has been in operations her whole career.
Yeah.
Customer operations for Cardinal and in different capacities. So she came in here with the right mindset of like, let's get this.
Yeah.
You're going to grow. We got to grow the right way. And so we wouldn't be where we're at with the 5 locations, let alone the next 5, without her. So she's really pulled the business together and got the team running on the right way.
Nice. She keeps you in line.
Yep.
Yeah. So you said 5 locations. So we've got Plain City, Dublin,
2 Dublin.
2 Dublin, right? Bridge Park. What's the other one?
It's in Bridge Park. It's called the Loop. It's just 100 yards away.
Okay. Yeah. And then you've got this one, Hilliard. Last time we talked, there was like maybe downtown a possibility or.
Yeah, we explored some opportunities downtown, and they just, downtown's wishy-washy. You know, I think there's a lot of opportunity, a lot of space that could be repurposed and brought into it. But if you look at a map of even our competitors, there's not a lot that's in that area right now.
Yeah.
There's the new, kind of communities, the Franklintons, the ones over off 4th that are growing. I think where you can plug something in there with all the condos and apartments that are coming.
Yeah.
But I just, it's kind of still more of a risk play. I think the safe play is to still stay, out in the suburbs like we're doing now. And
so what's
just calculated growth
for sure? What's the 5th location then? So
New Albany, 2 Dublin, Plain City, and then Hilliard.
Plain City and Hilliard. Okay. Yeah. All right.
So awesome. Hilliard's the new one coming online in May.
Yeah. Nice. How's that going? How are you taking what you've learned and applying it? Is it getting better each time, or like were you pretty honed in on the first few?
Well, I think they're all great, right? So I don't know if there's a better, but there's
you have to pick a best.
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now.
There's the efficiency of how we're doing it, from the furniture, the quality of the furniture, the space layouts.
Yeah.
Like for example, Hilliard will be our first 2-story location.
Okay.
So we've purposely put the co-working on the 2nd floor. So office views are great, overlooking the water, et cetera. And it's a little bit separated from the meeting chaos.
Yeah.
In Dublin, we have a blended model there where there's meetings coming in, but the people there that chose that location love that. They're they're the ADD, like kind of like wanting to be in a Starbucks. You just see people walking in and out, and lots
walking through the Waffle Wednesday crowd.
Yeah, so they love that. But I think for Hilliard, we wanted to have a space where if you're going to be in a meeting, you're coming in the 1st floor, everything's down there. We've equipped it that way, just with even back of house stuff and kitchenettes and things like that. I think it's different, but it'll run really smooth. And so that's why I say it's everything. Every one of them is a little bit different. This is a large footprint here at 22,000 square feet in New Albany. And we put the meetings and events on one wing, and we kind of have the co-working everywhere else.
Yeah.
To keep a little bit of separation. So we know which, there's 2 different customers that come in here. There's your non-members, and then there's individuals that are members. So the Hilliard location, I think, is great. We've done a partnership there too with Equity. So they're part of that location as well. So that's been great. And True Point is a new Bridge Park. It's not as big as Bridge Park, but it's kind of its little brother in terms of size and scale and opportunity. Restaurants, coffee shops, hotels, literally 50 yards from us.
Yeah.
Free parking, multiple parking garages. ADS is connected to us. So as a corporation, they're right next door. They actually have been a great tenant of ours as far as not just some level of co-working, but mostly meetings. They've had a lot of meetings with us over the years, so they're excited, I think, to have us there. Same with Eco Plumbers, Micro Center, all Hilliard based that are, they've been to our Dublin location. They've been out here. I think they're excited to have something that's just a stone throw away from their business.
Yeah.
So.
That's awesome. I agree. You know better than anybody, but yeah, I mean, when you see the utilization here, and there are competitors around, there's definitely a massive need for it. So in Hilliard, that Plain City, everything's growing right outside of Columbus.
We're not landlocked, right? So from between Plain City, Hilliard, West Jeff, out there, it's just farmland.
Yeah.
So the growth is just Hilliard is booming right now.
Yeah, just keeps going that way. Yeah, that's great. I need to get out to some of the other locations because there are podcast studios at some of these other ones, right?
Yeah, the podcast studio in Hilliard's actually going to have both couch lounge seating and podcasts. So it's kind of creating more of what you see on TikTok and Instagram. A lot of the just chilling and having conversations with the mics versus the live microphone in front of your face kind of thing. So you can do either one. And it's got fridge and all kinds of amenities inside there, a little bit bigger than this one.
Yeah.
We're kind of excited to kind of have a full content creation room.
Yeah. Now I'm jealous.
Yeah.
I'll just have to drive out there.
You have to.
I do. I need to get out there and check it out. Are more people using have podcasts within Brickhouse Blue? Has it grown at all? Are you getting?
I don't know if it's it's steady. I just don't know if people know enough. Like it's when you have multiple revenue streams, pushing them all to the forefront's tough. We've got our virtual mail service, we've got meetings, we've got events, we've got coworking. So when you're a little bit more of a kind of a Swiss Army knife of services, it's hard to push one to the forefront. But I think if we were just like, hey, we're a podcast company, a content creation,
you get more.
Yeah. But I think the one in Hilliard will be an awesome opportunity, and I think we're going to start maybe trying to do our own. Yeah. And so want to get your insights to offering.
You see, I don't know what I'm doing. I think it's it just makes all the sense in the world because if you're a startup, if you're a small business, or you're an established business, if you're a big business, content creation is huge. Mm-hmm. I encourage anybody to consider doing it. Like whatever industry you're in, other people in that industry want to hear about it.
Yeah, the spoken word is becoming very popular again versus the written word. So, I mean, I think hearing people's opinions and thoughts, and it's something you can do while you're, we've got a healthy America, right? So a lot of people are walking and riding and doing things, and music, is great, but I think there's a place in time where people just want to pause and hear what other people have to say, especially in a world where, let's face it, there's some exclusiveness from other people sometimes, and you're home alone, and you're like, I just want to hear somebody else talking. I don't want to listen to the news, or I don't want to watch a Netflix show, and so it was popping on a podcast or a show like that is good content.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. And it's not hard. It's not hard. And the great thing about this is, if you're already in here and you're like, you just pop in here. You turn this stuff on. I shift things around a little bit, put it back when I'm done. Yeah. But it's very easy just to come in, do it, and you're done. Right. All the work is after you leave this room, but which I'm learning. But it's just so easy to use. I think, especially if you got a space like that, that's pretty neat.
It is. The other part of that space in Hilliard, I think that's important to note is that we've been very purposeful on who we hire to support not just a new site, but just the element of like different. Yeah. So we've got Morgan Bowers, who was in our Dublin location. So having been trained and been in that location, coming over there to run meetings and events. So this is kind of her own home now. So she gets to run with that. And then we've hired Michaela Martinez, who comes in having been an entrepreneur, has her own clothing brand, and does a great job with marketing. And so she started our TikTok page, and she and Nia have done a great job of collectively coming up with strategies for marketing there. But I think she brings a new, fresh flavor of like, well, I don't know Brickhouse Blue, but I'm learning it, and here's my thoughts and ideas. Yeah. So that's great for a new location. So again, another thing we've learned, right? Like taking an existing employee, bring in a new employee, and then go run a new site. So and the team that opened up here in New Albany, same thing with Nia and now Haley coming out as an experienced person. It's been great. Yeah.
What's next? Where's Brickhouse Blue going?
So these have been in the pipeline for a while. There's just a little bit more of the, I would say, I don't want to say red tape, but Reynoldsburg will probably be next. It's a smaller location, but it'll be in downtown Reynoldsburg. So
nice. Also growing, I feel like.
Yeah,
I was there the other day for a track meet, and the traffic was insane. Yeah. I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah. So that one will be probably end of the year. 12 offices, meeting room.
Yeah.
It's a part of a combination of mixed use with ice cream and coffee, et cetera, and another large business in the building. And then Lancaster, same thing, probably end of the year. Old Church, so it'll have a little bit of a kind of a restaurant brewery concept to it, as well as co-working and event space, outdoor, picnic tables, lounging areas. So it'll be really cool, right in the downtown part of Lancaster.
Neat.
And then Finley, old elementary school, right across from Marathon Oil.
Oh, okay.
So that'll have some apartments, some large user. We're turning the gym into co-working and space, and then there'll be a couple meeting rooms in there as well. Same thing, some outdoor area. Garage doors open up, spill out into container trucks with food, beverage. So partner with Trivium Development there, which they've been a great partner for a long time. So Tim Spencer and I have become really good friends, and it's got some different ideas. We're even looking at some things up in the Delaware area right now, in Canal Winchester. So not ones that are ready to go like Finley, Reynoldsburg, but like they're in the hopper. Ashland, I think it's the Pump House up there. It's a new concept they're doing, similar to Bridge Park. We're trying to get our feet in there as well. So we never stop looking.
What's is that the furthest you've looked or considered?
Oh no, we looked at Charlottesville, Virginia.
All right.
We've been down there to go on campus to do a co-working and event space. We've looked at a lot of different places.
Yeah.
I think next, if we really once we anchor in, 10 locations in Ohio, which will be the case probably by the end of 2027.
Okay.
Charlotte, Austin, Nashville, maybe some of those kind of places that have similar. There's a recipe that we've learned for what we do. Co-working can be in a lot of places, but co-working, meeting an event, when it comes to parking, other amenities, et cetera, you've got to be in the right spot. So shopping for those spots, I would say probably similar to the way that Troy has with pins. Like they've been very calculated about where they go. They have the right mix of stuff around it. Not that we're to the level of pins or anything like that, but what I think the way they approach markets would be a similar approach that we're taking. Yeah,
pins is cool. I like pins.
Yeah,
drink a beer, let the kids run around.
Yeah,
it's a neat spot. It is unique from other co-working spaces. And I could see it just being everywhere. So I don't know what I could do for you, but if you're looking for somebody, going to Nashville and all those places sounds pretty cool. So
you're up for it?
Maybe I'll be your your worst podcast consultant ever. But
we'll take you.
Yeah. Well, what else? Any other news that you want to share with pertains to Brickhouse Blue?
No, I think that covers a lot of it. I mean, we're just steady, and like I said, right now the focus is Hilliard. So grand opening will be mid-May. So we're excited. If anybody out there, go to our site. We've put it on social media. You can RSVP. Anybody's welcome to come check it out, just to see what it's all about. Or if you're interested in office space, we're about 65% full already.
Wow.
So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So I think we'll be by July. We'll probably be that's typical, that capacity.
Yeah. Neat. Grand opening. Maybe I'll just come to that, and then I can check out the podcast studio. I got to call myself out on some of these things like that so that I actually go. Like
you've said it, so now I'll make sure the team makes sure you're there. And if you're not, lots of food. We've got about 12 food and drink vendors that'll be there. We've got music, prizes, stuff to give away. So Taste of Hilliard, pretty much what you could say. It's got a lot of different small businesses that are providers to the Hilliard community for food and beverage that'll be putting their product out there.
Yeah, that's really neat. I'll be there. Hopefully I can go. Well, I want to finish with something I've been doing, is a little lightning round of as it pertains to New Albany. Wait, before then, basketball. I got to talk basketball. So how's AAU basketball going?
Well, basketball in particular, let's go back one stage from that. So my son, Ben, and Hilliard Bradley went to the state finals.
Yeah.
So shout out to them.
Yeah.
Not their best game in the state finals. Lost to Princeton, but first time in Hilliard Bradley history to go to the states. So
Congrats.
it's a great ride, great run.
What year is he again?
He's a junior.
Junior, okay.
So he'll be the only senior next year, and we only lost a senior. So most of the team this year were
Coming back.
sophomores. Yeah, so everybody's back. So we're excited. Bigger, stronger, tougher, smarter. Just felt like we beat Pick Central in the semifinal at the buzzer, and it was a great game, great program. But you could just tell to play back-to-back days, to go from Saturday to Sunday, less than 24 hours rest, and it just felt like we were excited to win that game.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh shit, tomorrow we play another game.
Add a juice.
Yeah. So no excuses, but it wasn't our for as good as we are offensively, it was our worst offensive output of the year. So,
man, that's fun. I'm excited. I hope that the kids, and I'm sure they will. But I'm excited to be that, just dad that isn't still coaching the youth stuff and be able to watch it.
So to your point, I retired from the Midwest basketball this year and turned the program over to Andy Warnock and Grant Gillian. So they're running Midwest basketball now. And I wanted the same thing. I wanted to be a dad my son's final year. So we've played 2 tournaments already in Cincy and Indy. And Thursday morning we board a plane for LA and we start the Adidas process. So
that's awesome.
Last go around.
Yeah. Are you going to miss it? I'm sure you're going to miss it.
It's interesting. So we were talking earlier about the unfortunate situation with Jack Pugh, and he was one of the first kids with my older son AJ, to be in the program. And at his funeral a couple weeks ago, to see the number of Midwest and Middle Ohio Puma actually alumni show up there, Lorenzo Stiles and Casey George, guys that have been in this community, and many others, and even their parents, to show up and the support. That part made me understand that for 18 years of doing this, it really felt like we did something. There's an impact, I guess.
For sure.
I'm not going to say I was proud. I was just overwhelmed to think that what was just one team and turned into 200 teams, and now we have got 2,000 alumni. That part, I'm not going to say I'm going to miss. I'm actually looking forward to those that I've been closest to in all those years that are now graduated, and doing real people stuff.
Yeah.
And being that I'm in, job coaching, and helping, people get to their next spot in their careers, I'm looking forward to helping them with their journey in that capacity.
Yeah.
The basketball side of it, I lived it, I played it, I've now coached it, I've run an organization around it. I think I'm excited to watch my son's collegiate years. So he's fortunate to have college scholarship opportunities, but I think the energy around all that is kind of exhausted a little bit. So right now I'm going to say no, I'm not going to miss it. But I'm looking forward to what comes with it. Seeing
it grow and develop. Yeah. I wish that type of perspective on sports in general, because it's not about wins and losses. It's not about, it is, but it's not about everybody trying to go pro or play in college or be the best. But to hear situations like that, incredibly unfortunate. But to know that program means so much to all those people that were involved. That's what it's about.
Yeah,
that's the real story there. Well, I'm glad I touched on that. I didn't want to forget the basketball piece of that. Anything else related to that?
No, that's
all right. Rapid fire time it is.
Yeah.
So I'll just ask some things pertinent to New Albany. And I know you don't live here, but you're here pretty often. I think I can predict some of your answers, but I'm just going to off the top of my head, just favorite restaurant in New Albany.
Well, from my Discover days, I'm just going to stay old school.
Yeah,
Eagles Pizza.
I like it. All right, yeah.
That's it.
Good answer.
Yeah.
Well, Eagles Pizza and the sugar cookies that they have there. Favorite ice cream in New Albany?
I don't know if I've had ice cream in New Albany
All
other than the ice
right.
cream machine in Discover's Cafe. Usually when we're here, I'm at work, and then we go to a happy hour at the Goat, and then it's back to Hilliard. So I don't get to spend that kind of time around here.
Well, everything that you need is right here. That's why.
Yeah.
What do you need to leave for? You got Barry's Bagels
Say if you
now.
ask me favorite bagel place, I got to go with Barry's Bagels. Yeah.
They are really good.
Yeah.
They're awesome. Well, Dave, I appreciate it. I'm excited to see this thing continue to flourish, and I appreciate the opportunity that it's provided. At least me, just to have fun and do this.
Yeah.
Grand opening in Hilliard is May. Was it
17th?
all right? Well, yeah, we got to get this piece right.
We've changed the dates a couple times, so
Yeah. I'm gonna open the door and yell for Nia.
yeah, it's probably a good idea.
Yeah, I encourage anybody to go out and check it out. There's so many people that I talk to that come in here and they're like, I didn't even know this existed. Like, how did I not know about this? Or they may, like, I've talked to a lot of people that found it because they've heard of Barry's Bagels. They're like, I went in for Barry's Bagels and I realized there's this whole co-working space. I actually think there's a couple people that I've had on the podcast after being here were like, this is awesome, and are now,
May 7th.
some sort of member.
It was one of the two.
May 7th.
Yeah.
All right, May 7th, Hilliard location.
Yep. 4 to 7.
4
drinks.
to 7.
Yep.
Food and drink, if nothing else.
Yeah,
Go
why
eat
not?
and drink. I'll be there.